We're back. Woo!
Hello, hello.
Guess who's back in this episode? Guess. Guess. I don't need to guess, Drew. I know.
You always get so keyed up for the episodes you're in. Even if I didn't know it, I could tell from your amped energy.
I'm an amped vamp. Drew, should we, an esteemed fiend, skip your a dazzling demon, an extra supernatural sign on? No, I've got a good one. Knock, knock. Drew's there.
Who sent that in?
Izzy Newley. Thank you, Izzy. You have a cute name. Izzy's our newest Wizzy.
True.
It just shows to go you. Goes to show you? That too. My fans are spectacular. No argument here. Izzy, let's get busy. Let's do just that. Shall I share some BTS?
I always look forward to it.
Awesome. After I've been working on a character for a bit in my prep phase, I like to do something I call taking my character out. Sets can have hundreds of crew members and large theaters can have thousands of audience members. It's my job as an actor to be able to access and be my complete, fulsome character amongst all of the stimuli. I find taking my character out, especially if she is a character very different from me, dialect-wise, movement-wise, look-wise, really helpful for this. On set, you want the fluidity of being aware of everything that's going on around you, talking with the director, interacting with the cast members, hair, makeup, sound, and not let it distract you from your ability to access what you need between action and cut every single time. If you're rehearsing alone in the cocoon of your home, this isn't addressed. If you can keep your character going dialect, movement, behavior in the real world, you'll be able to do it anywhere. Also, the way people react to you is informative and helpful. I remember playing a character described as trampy. When I went out as her, dressed as her, behaving as her, the way that people responded was 360 degrees from my usual experience. The way men talked to me, the way women looked at me, all very different. It gave me a lot of valuable information about how my gal would navigate the world and a lot of ideas to incorporate. I tend to try to go somewhere I don't frequent and I won't go back to. Once I was wearing a blonde wig and working with a Russian accent for a film called Monster Mutt, and I was recognized, which blew the whole rehearsal. Also, once I was playing a very urban street character from the Bronx who spoke thickly, and I went to the men's department at Barney's. The way that the sales lady dealt with me, speaking very slowly like I couldn't understand the simplest things, and then she pawned me off on a coworker who also talked to me like I was a 5-year-old. It told me so much. It informed many things about the character. It brought an extra level of defensiveness to her. The first time I took Drusilla out, it was night, of course, and I went to a liquor store. I had never been there before, and I've never been there since. I was wafting up and down the aisles in Drew's floaty manner. I could see a woman at the checkout counter. She was extremely upset and appeared to be unstable and not quite right. She was having an altercation with the sales clerk. After a bit, I wafted up to the counter. The man was exasperated, and as I approached, he glanced at me with camaraderie. The lady was venting, and he rolled his eyes, and he looked at me like, "Oh, can you believe this crazy lady?" Then his eyes locked on my eyes, and he literally froze. His eyes got wider and wider and wider, and I saw him think, "Oh no. Not another one." And that's when I thought, oh yeah, I think I've got Drusilla. Every time I was coming back on the show, if I had been off for a bit, I would take Drew out again. There was a Kookaroo chicken place in Beverly Hills that Drew frequented a lot. I did not. Kookaroo is not for Drew. Well, I did when I was getting back into character, back into Drew mode. Hey, Drew, did the mail come today? I'm expecting a package from my friend Alex at Magic Oil Box. He's sending me the Chosen Roller Blend. It's to give me strength, clarity, and legacy. He says it'll give me spiritual grounding and emotional clarity. I don't like this at all. How dare this Alex interfere with the perfect balance of our relationship, giving you ideas above your station? This could be very damaging for you as a minion. I'm not a minion, and I think it's to develop my inner slayer. I need to use it when I meditate. It'll help me reclaim my power. Outrageous. I have to pay a visit to this unruly young man. Wait, he has other blends you may approve of. Batty Baron, Carry Hand Sanitizer, Bloody Vanity Roller Blend. He's a big fan of yours. He says you have the best ideas. I think there might be hope for this scallywag. Mistakes can occur after all. Even I, and I don't want to shock you, may have, in extremely rare moments, potentially been less than perfect. Maybe. Almost. I'm impressed. You're sharing the more human side of yourself. Let's not get carried away, dear simple minion. So, the link is themagicoilbox.com. You can find the chosen one yourself on the website, or the direct link is themagicoilbox.com/products/the-chosen-BTVS. Every Slayer deserves a little ritual power boost. Do you not think he should create a special blend for me? I guess. Hey, Drew, what's that lovely smell? Is that my new chosen roller blend? So nice of Alex to send it to me. Hey.
Synopsis. A brief summary or a general survey. Don't quote me, but I just love to compile, collate, posit, and then conclude. I'm summary gal. Yup, that's me.
In this first episode of a two-parter, Buffy and Angel grow closer, while Spike and Drusilla begin putting their hard work into action, all against the backdrop of a career fair at Sunnydale. With the goal of restoring Drew's strength through a cryptic ritual, evil thugs are dispatched to get rid of Buffy once and for all. Can the Scooby Gang figure out how to defeat the latest threat and protect Buffy in time?
I can't underscore enough that we need to find my antidote, my remedy, my fix. A clue is planted in this episode for the audience regarding who may be involved in how this plays out. I have to say this episode has a really good previously on Buffy the Vampire Slayer recap. Because it's all about you? Because it's Drew. Drew, make a great point. He.
This episode was written by Marty Noxon.
It was, in her first writing assignment on the show. As fate would have it, I had just worked with Marty at the Actors Studio on a staged reading of a play she was writing about her mother, who was a complex woman. This title, What's My Line, is a reference to a panel game show that ran between 1950 and 1967 on CBS, originally in black and white and later on in color. The game used celebrity panelists to question contestants in order to determine their occupation, what line of work they were in. The majority of the contestants were from the general public, but there was one weekly celebrity mystery guest for whom the panelists were blindfolded. It's on the list of longest-running American primetime network TV game shows.
I think I caught an episode ages ago. Personally, I've always found that shows with personal questions in them really fascinating.
You can find it on YouTube. It's fun to watch. It feels very much like the studio's PR machine was involved with it. The mystery guests were a who's who roster. Pearls before line. Rise in line. I'll give you a one-liner. That's enough lineisms.
I think you've covered it.
Don't malign me. That's not spelled the same way. Fine.
Moving right along.
Did you know you can cross the line, draw the line, toe the line, walk a fine line, and be on the line. More lineisms and hold the line.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. It's not in the way that you hold me. It's not in the way you say you care. It's not in the way you've been treating my friends. It's not in the way that you stayed to the end. It's not in the way you look or the things that you say that you'll do. Hold the line. Love isn't always on time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All together now. You too, Re-Vamptees.
It's
Not in the way that you hold me. It's not in the way you say you care. It's not in the way you've been treating my friends. It's not in the way that you stayed to the end. It's not in the way you look or the things that you say that you'll do. Hold the line. Love isn't always on time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold the line. Love isn't always on time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is the very first Buffy two-parter. The episode starts with preparations for the career fair. This is why the title references the TV show What's My Line, because that show was all about guessing occupations. Willow is really in her element. Fun fact, I had the same miniskirt that Cordy is wearing when she's marking the test. In fact, I wore it to many of our Buffy table reads. Then, I'm getting there. It's time to discuss another kind of reading.
Drew is reading tarot cards.
Tarot cards are a 78-card deck divided into the major arcana, 22 cards, and the minor arcana, 56 cards. They are used for self-reflection and gaining insight into life's challenges, with major arcana representing big life events and the minor arcana representing daily occurrences. The minor arcana is further broken down into 4 suits of 14 cards each: wands, cups, swords, and pentacles. Tarot cards were invented in northern Italy in the 1400s. They were originally created as a game called tarocchi. Rather than fortune-telling, they were a card game played by the elite in cities like Milan and Venice. The oldest surviving decks date to the 1450s. They've been preserved because they were hand-painted for the nobility. The association with occult and mystical practices developed around the 18th century. The modern, widely recognized version, the Rider-Waite deck, was standardized in 1910. The deck I use on the show is not a real published deck, but custom-made. Some of the cards, like the 8 and 9 of Swords, are real cards in the Rider-Waite deck, but the specific cards that fit the story are fictional. Have you ever had or done a tarot card reading?
I've had my cards read, and I own a number of decks, and I find them fascinating.
Ooh. Do you read other people's?
Occasionally I do, and I have an oracle deck that I particularly love. It just very straightforward. You pull a card and it lets you know what is the one thing that I need to know right now. And they're all very encouraging messages. So even if you don't believe in any of it, it's still nice to have that, like, oh, you should work on your communication or pay attention to this. They're very light and helpful.
How did you learn about it?
It started because of an interest in all things occult growing up, and then it became a bit more specific. I just found that when you're watching somebody reading cards, the way that one person can interpret things, just like anything else in life, can be different than another person. So here was just another form of people interpreting things based on either their own experiences or what they know of the person they're reading for. And I'm just always fascinated by any interaction with people. Did you have to learn anything about tarot for the role?
I did have to learn a little bit, which was fascinating. Drew and Spike are at their warehouse.
There's a great shot of Drusilla's manicure. Sorry, Drusilla's iconic manicure.
Good sire.
I think in a lot of the episodes, we're used to the pacing of the action and the pacing of the scenes with the gang together. But in this episode, what starts out as a regular pacing starts to speed up. And in each scene, whether it's the conversation or the fighting, you get a sense of urgency. Everything is slowly building towards something bigger coming.
Well, time is of the essence. I'm very ill and I've got to get well. Tick, 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 tick. Yes, it's all about you. I think this whole season has an energy like that. It has a momentum, a pacing that season 1 didn't because it primarily set up the world and explored the metaphor. I think season 2 has that all the way through it, and this episode, what you're noticing, I noticed that too.
I agree.
We meet Dalton, who is deciphering the Dulac manuscript, which Spike and Drew received in the last episode. Dalton is played by Eric Sate. Eric is a lovely guy. He, like James and I, likes to rehearse, so we worked a lot with him for all of his scenes. Eric was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He guest starred on TV on The Good Wife, Damages, Scrubs, Roswell, NYPD Blue, The Practice, Beverly Hills 90210, Felicity, ER, and recurred on Law and Order. He wrote 8 episodes of the animated series Super Y and 3 episodes of Daniel's Tiger Neighborhood. Drusilla is weak, dying. You're not just being dramatic. No, it's incredible what an angry mob can do to a gal. It's serious.
Formidable.
Dire. I work with my body in a very frail and fragile way. I intermittently put my hand to my pounding head.
You're playing it visibly. Unstable, anemic, sickly.
Not certain what you're on about. I was ill. Grave Robbers from Outer Space card game is the game where you create your own B-movie and have a blast doing it. I love my movie's title this round. The House of the Vampire Goddess and the Annihilation of the Naughty Minion. Since I'm not your minion, I like it too. All right, my cute vampire girl attacks your aged vampire hunter. Time to make him a ghoul to serve me. Diamonds are a ghoul's best friend. Come on, Drew. You always drag out your turn. I'll discard his sharp stake. But your cute vampire girl is now dust. Not so fast. I play Hiss and Flee, so she's safely back in my hand. Fair move. Secretly happy the vamp is okay. How many characters do you have left? 3. My prom queen, the bookish girl with no boyfriend, and a big bad wolf. Why? Ow! Plot twist. The doomsday device goes off. Everyone dies. It's really weird, Drew. You always seem to get that one. I did say. Annihilation of the naughty minion. I'm not your minion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And guess what? What? I win. Again. The link so you can see how to play the game and get your own sets of cards is graverobbersgame.com. The 10% discount code for our listeners is Re-Vamped. All one word, small case, no dash as our title has. Just Re-Vamped for 10% off at graverobbersgame.com. I think Dalton is so cute when he looks up enthusiastically to Spike. With the wrong translation. He's trying hard.
Dalton's little glasses are perfect for the scholar that he is.
They are. Spoiler alert, Drew does something with his glasses in the episode Surprise. I have a smashing time. I ask Spike to dance and he snaps at me. At me. I make that little cry. Yes. Tis. Being brusque when I'm feeling so poorly.
He says that Buffy is what's making him testy.
Buzzy's always mucking up the works. It's driving my boy mad.
He is short-tempered with you.
He has a bee in his bonnet about Buffy. Bzzz. I told you Buzzy is fitting. I'm very upset when I look into my Spike's eyes.
I like the moment when you hush him and tell him he's going to make it all right. You know how to soothe him.
Yeah, and vice versa. His character soothes my character a lot too. And then we kiss and make up. Yes, we smoochy smooch. True, we snuggy snog. Yeah, we got it. We're always furky toodling. Okay.
That's a new one.
I know. It's Victorian, by the way, furky toodling. All right, let's toodle right along. Drusilla's music box theme plays. Tinkle, tinkle.
You see the toll everything is taking on her. Her voice is weaker, and there are bruises now on her arm.
I guess there's no arm in it. He. Ouch, no. I see in the cards that Dalton won't be able to decipher the book without the key. The way I say my yas at 2 different pitches is a direct reference to something specific. Ooh, what? Tell us. My lips are sealed. If only that were a thing. Drusilla, with her seer abilities, uses the tarot to inform Spike that the Dulac cross is needed to translate the Dulac manuscript. The mausoleum card shows that the key is hidden in a mausoleum. Visible on the table is a crossed card. Crossing cards is a technique where one card is placed over another. It adds layers of meaning, often representing how one factor is blocking or influencing another. We finally do dance. My naughty king lifts me, and we spin.
You spin like a top.
Or like a dryer on a high setting. Not quite as poetic. How about spin like vinyl? That's kind of cool and vintage.
I like that one.
Me too. Thank you. Come and trip as ye go, on the light fantastic toe. John Milton. That's a good dancing quote, Drew. George Bernard Shaw said, dancing is the vertical expression of a horizontal desire made legal by music.
And Albert Einstein said, dancers are the athletes of God.
In Shakespeare's The Winter's Tale, Florizel says, when you do dance, I wish you a wave o' the sea, that you might ever do nothing but that. Yes, he expresses his love for Perdita by likening her dancing to the sea, using poetic metaphor to convey the beauty and purity of their romance. In Romeo and Juliet, Mercutio says, nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance. And Romeo says, not I, believe me. I'm mad at the slayer, but you have dancing shoes. All but the slayer bit is right. I like how detailed Eric is as an actor. He has all these little beats between his dialogue. At the end, he looks up from his interpreting to watch us, and he looks at us dancing and smiles. In the graveyard on the lot, a lot of fog is used in the nighttime scene. Fog and haze machines are used in films and TV as a deliberate stylistic and atmospheric choice. They add a soft cinematic look. They add visual depth, texture, and mood by diffusing light. They can also add a spooky feel or a dreamy feel. Fog and haze have to be pumped in between takes. It can be hard to keep the right level of fog or haze in open exteriors, especially with exposure to the elements like wind. The level has to match shot to shot so that it'll cut together seamlessly. It often has to be fanned if too much has been pumped to get the right visual consistency. I loved the smell of the fog and haze used on sets in the 1990s and 2000s. It almost had a caramely smell. It turns out that that lovely caramely smell was poison. In the 1990s, they primarily used glycols and mineral oil, which were toxic. They also used certain insecticides and smoke pellets or cookies. In the short term, exposure could cause irritation to the eyes, headaches, dizziness, tiredness, nose, throat, and breathing difficulties. In the long term, they could cause acute chronic respiratory issues, mucous membrane irritation, reduced lung function, wheezing, and other health issues. I had no idea that the caramel scent I loved so much was so bad. And I think my fondness was because I associated it with being on set. I inhaled so much of that on project after project. Didn't you breathe a ton of that in?
I still am. It's used on almost every shoot that I'm on, and a lot of times it's every single day.
But haven't they changed what they're actually using?
They did change the formula, but by the end of the day, you blow your nose, you just see the residue of what you're breathing in all day still.
I know, I actually like it, but I thought all the new stuff I've been breathing in was healthy. That's obviously not true.
I'm sorry to burst your
Oh my
bubble.
God, my bubble is burst.
It's better than the old stuff, but it's still not great.
All right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Another cinematography technique used in filmmaking is a wet down. This is where surfaces like streets are sprayed with water to enhance the visual quality of a scene, especially during nighttime shoots. This makes scenes more visually dynamic, makes surfaces reflective, and it adds depth and texture. Often a water truck is used even if the script doesn't mention rain to achieve this specific visual effect. Famous movies with significant wet downs include Blade Runner, The Joker, Taxi Driver, and The Crow also feature rain-slicked cityscapes throughout. I like my billing placement. Juliet Landau as not so crazy about your name there. And first,
Buffy catches Dalton, but loses him when she fights Vamp number 2.
what does Buffy call the stuffed pig? Mrs. Piggy? Not that stuffed pig. Mr. Gordo. Smarty skirt. What? Do you mean smarty pants? Same difference. So, this is a reference to the low-budget children's movie Gordy. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Gordy is about a cute talking pig who tries to save his family from becoming pork.
Oh, God.
I know. Buffy tells Angel it's a whole week of What's My Line.
The title of this episode and Buffy's reference are a perfect fit because it is career week at Sunnydale.
Yeah, it's let's guess what all the students will be doing for a living. What's My Line is brought to you by Grave Robbers from Outer Space card game and drawn with knives. What are you doing? Now, let's all play What's My Line? What is this? Your script. My what? Sorry, Rebecca. Here's yours.
Are you in show business?
Yes, we know it's you, and we know what you do. That ruins the read. Are you a human or a vampire? Vampire.
The whole point is to guess. The game doesn't work if we already know.
Do you currently have a minion? Why, yes. Yes, I do. Go on, recite the last 2 lines. Oh, this is so difficult. Now the last one. Are you Scooby Dru? Polydimensional, supergalactic, acclaimed, super strata megastar? I am. Great job guessing. We find out more of Buffy's backstory. Sarah's own history and passion for ice skating was incorporated into Buffy's past. Sarah was a competitive figure skater as a child and placed third in a New York State regional competition. Buffy refers to her Dorothy Hamill phase. Dorothy Hamill is the 1976 Olympic champion and 1976 world champion in ladies singles figure skating. Hamill was credited with developing a new skating move, a camel spin that turns into a sit spin, which became known as the Hamill Camel. We're back to spinning. Hamill's bobbed hairstyle during the Olympics was created by stylist Yusuke Suga and started a fad known as the short and sassy look. Her eyeglasses with oversized frames also started a trend in the 1970s. The media dubbed her America's sweetheart. Julie Benz, who plays Darla, was a figure skater. She started training when she was tiny. She talks about this in our interview with her. Also, Michelle Trachtenberg had to learn to do a little skating for her role in Ice Princess.
I think it's one of the most interesting aspects of acting is that you get to learn a new skill. Do you have any hidden talents?
Oh, I love that part. I have gotten to learn so many different things. Let's see. For Bosch, I was a court stenographer, so I talked with a friend of our editor, Patrick, who works as a court stenographer, and I learned the machine. I also did a lot of reading and watching documentaries about women married to men on death row. For a film in which I played a nurse, I talked with a friend of Dev's, who's a head nurse, and read a book she suggested. For our film, we brought in Sal La Barbera to consult. He was the second in command at South Central Homicide. The weirdest one would have to be when I worked with Toby Hooper on the Toolbox Murders. I called my friend who had been an actor. I'd met him in improv class, and he went on to become a therapist and then an MD. I asked him to talk me through what a body's response would be to getting a drill to the head. We actually shot that death sequence first up on Toolbox Murders, and Adam, the writer, was cringing in the corner. He said after we shot the first take that it was horrifying and that he hadn't pictured it so real and gruesome. The whole crew was visibly upset. And even though I was an athlete of sorts as a dancer, I was sore for 4 days after shooting that.
There's no greater compliment than making the crew cringe.
Yeah. Or cry or applaud. That's amazing when everybody erupts into applause. That's so powerful when that happens.
True.
Cordelia's occupational matches are personal shopper or motivational speaker. Xander's is prison guard. Willow is mysteriously not on the list. Buffy's is law enforcement. Fun fact, David Boreanaz played an FBI agent in Bones, Nick in Criminal Minds, Eliza in Banshee, Emma Caulfield in Supergirl, Allison played a cop in That 70s Show, Mark Blucas played a Secret Service agent in First Daughter, and Tom Lenk played a detective in Much Ado About Nothing. Sarah played an arson investigator in Wolfpack, and in Dexter Original Sin, she played the chief of forensics of the homicide division at Miami Metro PD. I played the opposite side of the law a few times, a pretend FBI agent in a Lifetime movie, and Rita, who I just discussed, a prisoner's wife who tries in numerous ways to get her husband out of prison in Bosch and Bosch Legacy.
In this courtyard scene, we're following right after she's agreed to go on a date with Angel. I thought the outfit choice for Buffy was really interesting. She's now wearing a black choker, and she has a brown sweater with a black stripe across the chest and a black skirt. And it feels like it's in response to her about to go on a proper date with a vampire. Her neck is covered, and there's a do not cross line straight across her chest, letting you know basically what her boundaries are for the night ahead. So I thought it was a very interesting choice with wardrobe.
Yeah, that's interesting. She wants to open up, but she doesn't want to open up. So she's got that stripe across her chest. She's got all the things that you're describing.
She's showing baby steps.
Mm-hmm. Scooby Dru, did you replace my painting with this super cool print of the Ennis house? It's not the Ennis house. It's Angelus's mansion, my home for a while. Suited me well. Who gave it to you? Drawn with knives. Is that one of your funny asides? No, silly Billy. It's from Jennifer, my friend at Drawn with Knives. Why is it called that? She draws all of her artwork with a knife. It is dark and beautiful magic. She's a new sponsor. So the Angel Mansion print comes in either 5x7 or 11x14. Go to drawnwithknives.com. For Re-Vamped, there is a 25% discount code for the next 2 weeks. Use Re-Vamped, all caps, unlike our title, no dash, Re-Vamped, all caps, for 25% off. Well done, Dru. Not only am I a polydimensional superstar of entertainment, I'm now a titan of business too. What did you think you would do when you were in school?
Ooh. So in elementary school, I actually wanted to be either a nun or a performer.
Oh,
We had a form of the career day going to visit the nuns, and I was told that that was not going to be the path for me, which was pretty impressive to tell a fifth grader.
why did they say that?
I don't know. I have no idea. I went there with my hopes, and the woman looked at me and she's like, yeah, no. Then when I went to high school, I thought I was either going to be a doctor or a lawyer. And my mother told me that no child of hers was going to earn a living off the suffering of others. So that was out of the plan. How about you?
That is similar in terms of, in my family, they didn't want me to be a lawyer or a doctor, but not for the same reason. It was more because creativity was stressed. Buzzy's line should have a he after it. Which line? In What's My Line? I got that part. What is it? I'm lining it up.
You ready?
It's, I'll just jump off that bridge when I come to it. Ah, yes, the change of jump off that bridge rather than cross it. I wish she'd jump off it now. Down, Dru, down. Buffy refers to Tony Robbins. Cordy just discussed being suited to become a motivational speaker. Tony Robbins is an American author, coach, and motivational speaker known for his seminars and self-help books. His net worth is estimated at around $600 million. He's built a business empire which generates over $7 billion annually, but most of this is reinvested back into his businesses.
600 million is still good.
Sneezing at it, Hachu, is not something I would do. Are you trying to say it's nothing to sneeze at? Is that the way it goes? Yes. Giles is indexing the Watcher Diaries. Buffy uses the idiom the whole 9 yards and questions the meaning of the phrase. The whole 9 yards or the full 9 yards is a colloquial phrase. Coily things again. The whole 9 yards means the whole lot. Its first usage was the punchline of a comedic short story titled The Judge's Big Shirt, which was written in 1855. That story was the whole enchilada. I haven't read it. The whole shebang.
Me neither.
The whole ball of wax. We get it, Dru. It was 9 yards of shebang, enchilada, and wax. Sounds like a science experiment.
We get more close-ups of your iconic manicure.
Good, Sire. Drusilla is in bed. She's fevered, shaky, has chills. Her breathing is labored. She has the Dulac cross. That prop was huge, by the way. We learn that they're working on Drusilla's cure. My cure. Dru pulls 3 tarot cards. They predict that the Order of Taraka's assassins are coming.
The cards depict a cyclops, Octaris, an insect, Norman Pfister, and a jaguar, Patrice.
These 3 cards were custom made for the show. I button each of the scenes in this episode. In this bed scene, I pull my hands up and I ball my fingers into fists. Fisties without cuffs. I like the detail in the set design and the props. The lamp, the photographs, the bottles, the wall sconces, the lacy pillowcase, they're all really nice touches. The nightgown I was wearing was a 1920s design that was in the Fox wardrobe costume department stock. Spoiler alert. Later, Cynthia made a new one that matched this original for Sarah to wear.
Drew, what are you doing?
Are you okay? This is what it feels like in my head and in my limbs in bed. Screaming on the inside, weak on the outside. It sounds awful. Understatement. The school is all hustle and bustle at the career fair. Drew, you look so upset. Do you want to tell us a few occupation jokes?
That might make you feel better.
Okay. I've been fortune telling, but I can't make a profit, PH profit, and don't see a future in it.
That's pretty good.
I studied a long time to be a doctor, but I didn't have any patience. He. I got fired as a yoga instructor, and all I did was bend over backwards for those people. He. Good. You feeling better? I worked at Krispy Kreme, but I quickly got fed up with the old business. HOLE. He. Great. Now that we've lifted your spirits, I didn't like my job as a waiter, but at least I was putting food on the table. He. Let's get back to the career fair. Xander puts his foot in his mouth with Principal Snyder.
Not literally, Drew. You don't have to do that again.
Yeah, don't do that, Drew. Okay. Snyder uses the words airborne toxic event. Do you know what that is a reference to?
I believe there's a novel called White Noise.
Yes! Ding, 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 ding. That is correct. And the second part of it is entitled The Airborne Toxic Event. The Airborne Toxic Event is also a rock band.
I like their song Sometime Around Midnight.
I do too, but before Drew can get us to sing, I'm going to mention something else. To be continued.
Let's get ready to Buffy!
Vengeance Val was the victor in our first inaugural Battle of the Uber Buffy fans. If you would like to challenge her title and be considered as a contender for this season's battle, please email revampedpod@gmail.com. Yes, be sure to include your name, where you weigh in with your number of watch-throughs, where you're located, something interesting about you or something you think would be good to share,
And your social media handles.
Yes, woohoo. Woohoo. Boop boop be Drew. Revamptees, please correspond with me on our Patreon page, Revamped with Juliet Landau, on Twitter, @Juliet Landau, on Instagram, @Juliet_Landau, and on the Fans of Juliet Landau Facebook group, or Juliet Landau official Facebook page. Patreon peeps to be read in the credits: Dave Hall, Fani June Kendall, Daniel Harbour, Louise Brennan, Brandon Key, Cameron Burton, Donnie Ruskin, Madeline Pruitt, Marion Stevenson, Antonio H. Gutierrez, and Bobby Pelham. It makes all the difference because we cannot keep making the show without you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Until we meet again.
See you next time when we do it again. Do it again. Until then, rewatch, revamp, reinvent, and be remarkable you.